He's never been afraid of controversy, and this time former President Olusegun Obasanjo may have started another war with the National Assembly. Well, his recent description of constituency projects as what he calls corruption has been with an equal response. The House of Representatives says it maintains its earlier position that former President Obasanjo is the father of corruption, and the House made its position known in a statement released this week by the chairman of its Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Abdul Razak Namdas. Joining us now is the executive chairman of the Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership. Debo Adeniran joins us now in the studio to talk to us about this. Thanks a lot again for joining us at this time on TVC
Thank you
News.
for inviting me.
What the former president is saying isn't particularly new. The issue of constituency projects being embarked upon by our lawmakers has been, a major discourse for so many years. What's your stance on this issue and the twist it's taking us to now?
Well, when good things come from bad quarters, you tend to want to throw away the baby with the bathwater. There is some sense in the submission of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo that constituency project are actually a kind of a drain pipe, for national resources, meaning that it is a way to help people to escape, corruption charges. One, there is this principle of separation of powers. The executive is charged with the duty to execute projects and to execute whatever is contained within the budget, and that is where you have all of this project. Now, the National Assembly, the Parliament generally, is meant to play oversight functions on this project, whether they are well executed or the other. But when you now turn out that the National Assembly members want to execute the project by themselves, that makes it a wrong way to go, to say the least. And that means that they want to have access to the funds that could have been released for the execution of the project.
What would have been the way to go now in this issue? Because for the electorate now, they have come to even depend on the lawmakers now for these things. Now, after all, these constituency projects are actually based in the region where these lawmakers are from, and then they carry out certain projects, several projects, in fact now. So what would have been the way to go for them to do all this?
It is because the Nigerian system has been performing its duties upside down. So instead of the principles of, allow the principle of separation of power to vesta and checks and balances to work, they subsume everyone within each other. The truth is that the constituents are supposed to look up to their representatives in the National Assembly to safeguard their interests. Ordinarily, the budget process should have started from the people through their representatives. But the representatives in the National Assemblies are not supposed to execute those projects, but they are supposed to oversight it to ensure that during the budget process, the projects that the people in different constituencies need is inserted in the budget. Okay? Not as padding, but as part and parcel of the budget that is originally contained in the appropriation bill. Then they should be on the neck of the executive.
That's the ministries and all the departments. The
MDAs that are supposed to execute that project. The legislators are supposed to be on the neck of those that are supposed to execute that project to ensure that the project is carried out in their constituency. Not that they will draw money from the executive, not that they will award contract to a contractor, not that they will do.
So all these are the plugs now, that open the system to corruption and all.
Exactly. So the legislature now want to perform the function of the executive. That is an anathema
At least 100 billion naira, we understand, is in circulation annually on this issue of constituency projects now that has been in place since early 2000 or so. But then they also say this role which the lawmakers have taken upon themselves also kind of makes the local governments look bad. How do you reckon?
Of course, there are supposed to be 3 tiers of government: the federal, the state, and the local government. And that is why we are agitating for, autonomy for the local government. All of these local governments also belong to certain constituencies. And even at the level of local government, they also have councillors that are supposed to be managing a microcosm of the larger federal constituency. So all of these, if they are allowed to work, the dividends of democracy will percolate to the level of the grassroots. Right. But the way it is being operated, they are modeling up things. They don't give enough political education to the people at the grassroots. That is why they go to the legislature asking for development projects in their constituencies. What they should ask their legislature is that, look, this thing that is contained in or they will come up with the project they desire, and put it toward, through their representative to ensure that it is contained in the budget. And when it is in the budget, they should be on the neck of that legislature that, look, make sure that you play the oversight function on those that are supposed to execute the project. So if they don't do that,
ask a final question here at this point now, because the whole thing now, or the whole solution to this anomaly might just rest with the electorate now, because for the lawmakers, they are defending this, that this is the whole essence of governance, when they empower their people, so to speak. And they even say those people who are crying against this are all coming from the point of ignorance now. But how then do the people hold their representatives now to account? Because as it seems now, we still have the system in place.
Now, this is where it comes to truism that you cannot give what you don't have. The legislators themselves are badly educated. So deliberately, they don't want their constituents to know, so that the constituents will not ask questions or that is hinged on accountability. They don't want to be accountable to their constituents. They want to look for excuses, to evade the questions of not representing them properly the way they have sent them. There are also ministers that are in charge of different projects that are supposed to be located in these constituencies. The people are supposed to be educated enough that these ministers that are supposed to execute this project are to be questioned when the projects are not executed or badly executed.
And not even the
then the people, especially the CSOs, civil society organizations like ours, have the duty to monitor and track the budget execution. The implementation of the budget should be tracked to the extent that if the quality or the quantity are not met by those who execute the project, the CSO should raise alarm through the media. And all of this, that means that everybody has one role or the other to play. But it is wrong, it is corruptive for the legislature to be executing developmental project by awarding contracts and retrieving money from fraudulent contractors for themselves.
Debo Adeniran, the Executive Chairman of CACWU, thank you very much for speaking with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yes.